Tonight, we hope to tell the story of one of the most lovable fools in show business.
Suffice it to say that what separates him from the rest of his profession is that he is beloved, while the rest are merely beliked.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harry Secombe.
This is the story of a man I was lucky enough to call a friend and mentor. As a comic, he was one of a small group of performers who changed the face of British comedy. As a singer, he captivated audiences worldwide, but it was as a man that Harry Secombe touched the hearts of millions. Harry was born in Swansea in 1921, the son of a travelling salesman. His parents, Fred and Gladys Secombe, lived with their 3 children in rented rooms in the St. Thomas area of the city. Harry was a shy child, but he still got up to his fair share of mischief.
What I want to know, Mr. Secombe, is was he a bit of a handful?
Not really a handful. He was always locking the boat.
I certainly was a problem child, but he was the best and loveliest problem I ever had.
Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Secombe. Thank you.
When Harry was 4, the Secombes moved to a brand new council house here on St. Leger Crescent. It seemed immense to the young Harry, who couldn't quite believe that a whole house could possibly be theirs. The new house was just up the road from the parish church that gave the area of St. Thomas its name. It was a solid working-class neighbourhood, and the church was at the centre of community life. Harry, who sang in the choir, used to go 4 times every Sunday. When he was singing in church, Harry used to lean forward so that he'd catch the sunbeams coming in through those stained glass windows. He liked to think of them as his personal spotlight. But when it came to performing outside church, he was far shyer.
Sometimes after school, after church, they'd have a bit of a little party. Everybody did something. Now, when they wanted me to sing, I was too embarrassed to sing in the room, in the house. So I used to go to the outside toilet, where I sat on the wooden throne with the cut-out squares of News of the World on a nail as a sort of backcloth. And I'd sit there and sing with the door open, and they'd listen inside. Ridiculous, really. Could I be, this, bless this house, oh Lord, all the dogs and cats had set up, and they'd applaud inside. Bloody lunatic with my trousers around my ankle. I didn't sit there with my trousers on. I thought I better do it properly. What a twit.
Harry went to St. Thomas Boys Elementary School. There he did well in English and art, if not in other subjects.
I wasn't very bright, you know. Were you not? Oh, bit of an idiot. I remember when the results of the matriculation, it's a filthy habit, the matriculation. When the results of the Central Welsh Board examination come out, all sitting in class, you see, Teddy Testtube, who was the maths master, also the chemistry master, that's why he got the name Teddy Testtube. Anyway, he's reading up the results, you see, he hadn't got to a name at all. So he picked up a piece of paper off the desk and he waved it like this. We're in the present of history, he said. History. There's a paper here with no marks out of 100 for geometry. Secombe, stand up. I stood up and took a call. Thank you. Everybody clapped. You're a clown, he said.
Clowning was something Harry did take seriously. He was a wireless fanatic and a keen admirer of comics like Max Miller and Tommy Handley. He and his sister Carol used to do a double act at local social nights, and when Harry left school and started work as a junior pay clerk, his impersonation of his boss almost cost him his job. But in 1939, life was about to get far more serious for him and everyone else in the country. With war looming, Harry decided to join the Territorials here in Swansea. The only problem was that he was chronically short-sighted. so he got a friend to copy out the army eye chart for him, and Harry learnt it all off by heart. In the army, Harry continued to play the clown. During his training as a gunner, he almost shot a postman on Margam Dunes. But he survived that incident and was soon sailing for Africa with the Operation Torch Invasion Force. Once they'd landed at the port of Algiers, all that stood between them and their objective, Tunis, was 500 miles of desert and the German 10th Panzer Division.
We went there in November 1942, and we had quite a tough time. 132 Field Regiment, Swansea Territorial Regiment, and we had lost a lot of lads out there. I mean, you can't share your experience with anybody else. You can't tell people what war is like. You can't tell them about what it is to see a pal dying or that sort of thing. You can't share that. But those people who've been with it, been through it with you, understand. Even if you don't say anything, they understand. You hold hands now and again and shake hands and share memories.
Harry later wrote, 132 Field Regiment was home to me for 4 years, and I could not have grown up with a better bunch of lads.
You realise that you just walk about with sort of frail covering of flesh, and the rest of it is all pretty vulnerable. And your mental attitude changes, I think. I remember thinking, I'm not going to call anybody sir again after this, for example.
Harry was one of a generation of young men whose attitude to authority was fundamentally changed by war. And in the deserts of North Africa, he had a fateful meeting with the biggest anti-authoritarian in the British Army.
Did you meet any of the generals?
I met a very famous person now. His name escapes me in a minute. Yeah. Milligan, Spike Milligan.
No.
Yes, indeed. That's where we met. Yes.
And where did you meet Spike?
He was washing his white flag for surrender in a wadi at the time. He's there.
I know.